And here's the thing, great music is kind of the standard, regardless of if you are a singer, songwriter, you're in a band, you make beats. It doesn't matter. You're not going to build a brand. You're not going to make money. You're not going to have legacy. You're not going to build a career if you're missing the big. What's going on, guys? Adam Ivy, sellmusic.com, here to help you go further, faster in your music career by sharing proven marketing techniques and strategies to help transform that passion for making music and bring it all the way over here where it becomes a legitimate career, providing you with freedom and fulfillment, two of the most important things in life in general. Whether you make music as a singer, songwriter, a band, a producer, a beat maker, someone who just dabbles as an instrumentalist or wants to do it as a career, the good music is not the problem 9 times out of 10. So many people send me DMs and emails asking, Adam, I have this music, I've been at this for a long time, it's amazing, everybody tells me I'm great, but nobody's listening. I'm not making any money, I can't sell merch, I've watched some of your other videos and it just isn't working for me. I get it. Now, if you're trying to do music for movies or sync placements and stuff, then you don't need to be in the limelight, right? You don't need to build up as much of a buzz as it really pertains to more networking and the behind the scenes stuff. However, if you want more opportunities to gig, if you want to build a badass Patreon, if you want to sell merch, if you want to tour around the country, work with other bigger artists, and you get pulled up to the big leagues, so many people are lacking branding. And before you run away, so many people are chasing these big labels, trying to get a record deal so that Big Papa can take them to the finish line. And that's not actually how it works. The buzz that you build up is going to get the attention. You can't work it the other way around. It's not back in the day where you could go play a smoky club somewhere, get one really good gig, and somebody discovers you. And don't get me wrong, there's probably outlier situations where that might happen. And a great example of that is TikTok. They're hiring pretty much. They're signing, 250 new acts a day, it seems like, if not more than that, because they know they're playing the lottery. They know that instead of developing the artist, which I know a lot of you guys have heard the term artist development. Well, I call it brand development because you as an artist, us as a creative, we are the brand, our music, our merch. All of these things are our products, right? So think about a Nike store. You walk into the Nike store knowing that that's the brand, that's the experience, you know the quality to expect. But then you look at all the different products, everything from sneakers to hoodies to shin guards if you play soccer, for example. But a lot of people think that the labels these days are doing a really good deal or a really good job when it comes to offering deals that then develop them as a brand and polish their look, polish their aesthetic, put them out in front of the right people. And that's just not the case, unfortunately. I wish it was, right? But this is what I'm here for. I'm going to try to help you fill in the gaps here. Now, what are the gaps that I'm talking about? Well, there's 3 core fundamentals when it comes to building a brand. It doesn't matter if you're Apple, doesn't matter if you are, I'm trying to think of international brands so all of you guys can resonate with this, Nike, Apple, Tesla, and then you have big acts like Adele, Drake, Beyonce. I know they're not sitting on social media trying to build their buzz anymore because they've been at it for decades. They've been at it for so long that the game has changed. The industry is changing. And now we look at these labels and they're more like venture capitalists, right? They're like investors who are looking for the next big thing to blow up. Oh, this guy could be the next Uber. Oh, this girl over here, she could be the next Amazon, right? And so they're taking these risks with relatively low investment because everybody's getting these deals that, I've heard some wild numbers and I'm not here to project upon what anybody else is getting. And if you have a deal right now, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. A lot of my students are former label signed artists and we've got to get them back up into the organic realm, but that's neither here nor there. There's 3 main things, fundamentals that I was talking about. First and foremost, knowing who you are with complete confidence. They talk about the elevator pitch. How can you kind of put out your pitch in 8 seconds? Well, if somebody asked me, who is Adam Ivy? And they weren't tech savvy. They don't know the music industry. They don't know YouTube. My short form version would be, I'm Adam Ivy. I'm a business owner, did music for several years full time. And now I help other artists get attention for their music. That's kind of the cliff notes off the top of my head, right? Don't need to tell them about social media. Don't need to tell them about, doing corporate marketing for over 10 years and who I worked for. But if I had 30 minutes, I could. If I sat here and talked to you for an hour about my origin story and how my mother was a violin player, my dad was a DJ, my grandmother was a pianist and an organist, and how that influenced my life listening to classic rock, like all of that is a great opening for a story about myself, right? Did music full time for 8 years, found a love and a passion for coaching others. And now I have a team of 8 people that help people on a day-to-day basis. Side note, if you want help, I can link in the, anyway. The first thing is having complete confidence, and that's talking about brand aesthetic, brand narrative, your own mission statement. Who do you do this for? Who are you talking to? How is that aligned with what you're trying to do long-term? Having that confidence in who you are. There's so many people, and rest in peace, Juice WRLD, unbelievable talent. In fact, I've heard so many interviews where people are like, he was just on a whole different level. But I see a lot of artists coming out that are trying to just kind of be a knockoff version, a great value version of Juice WRLD. Sound the same, talk the same, promote the same, everything the same. And I'm like, it's a shame, because I know these people are individuals that are highly influenced, but they're not even a derivative. They're a direct copy. So it's good to be influenced. It's good to take inspiration from others that you really look up to, especially when we're kind of trying to dial in our targeting, which I'll talk about in a second. But what sets you apart? What is your style? What is your cadence? What is your delivery? What is your music based on? What genre? How do you sound? All these different things. We can have a big spider web up on the camera right now, or on the screen right now, and it all comes together into who you are as a person. When we date someone, when we're looking for a job, we're really good at, this is who I am, this is my resume, this is what I'm interested in, this is my Tinder profile, like whatever. But sometimes people have a hard time doing that when it comes to like something they're passionate about, putting it out to the world. Why is that? I think it's just something that we overthink, something that we don't look at as being as important as it really is. Because we are the brand, and we put out that product, like I said, which is our music and everything that we want to do in the future. And look at how many artists over the years have changed genres. You look at somebody like Lady Gaga, or more recently Machine Gun Kelly, and you go from having a huge artist, a huge following as an artist, and then saying, you know what, I want to shift for whatever reason. Taylor Swift is another great example of going like super clean, kind of conservative Christian leaning country to pop and everything that she's done in her illustrious career over the last decade or two. But as a brand, I need to know right away what sets you apart from the rest. And we don't have to do a gimmick. I don't have to have a crazy lime green mohawk and shave my eyebrows, even though I'm sure Chico would have a lot of fun in Photoshop doing that. But it's about our delivery. It's about the experience that somebody gets when we're interacting, right? So that was the first thing, having complete confidence, knowing who you are, your aesthetic, your messaging, your narrative, your origin story, everything. Who are you? Because I think a lot of you guys don't know that answer. Second thing would be, who are you to others? It's easy for your mom and your siblings and some people you went to high school with to tell you exactly who they think you are. But all too often, I see people that are going out there and they're putting up a profile and they're posting this and that, videos, regular photos, YouTube videos. They're on LinkedIn. They're posting tons of music on Spotify and Apple Music and SoundCloud for that matter. You get really confused as to what their interests are. I talked about it recently on Instagram, that you can chase multiple passions, but each have to be kind of focused, right? So if I'm really into fitness and I'm really into working on cars and I'm really into music, and somebody lands on my page and it's like confusing as to what I want to be for them, then it just looks like, hey, I'm a consumer. I'm just a normal human being. It's a personal account. I'm sharing this with friends and family, and it doesn't come off the same as a business account does. Would you agree? Let me know in the comments, because we need to be able to put our personality out there. And I talk about the 4-bucket system, the 33% rule, how you can segment different types of content, but then push through a narrative of who you are. We have 3 seconds, and that's being quite generous to get somebody's attention and pull them in with a hook, with some type of emotional trigger, something that's going to hook them into our content. And then it's up to us to prove to them that we're worth sticking around for. Just like a first date, right? I've had bad first dates, I had a great first date with my wife. I kept her around, she kept me around. Really, that's how it worked, but I love you. But that's what we're doing. We're branding ourselves. We're putting our best self out there, not fake, right? Trust me, I couldn't put up with this energy and this hair for this long if I was being fake. But it's about really embracing and leaning in to who you are and making sure that all your content, making sure that your messaging and your narrative, that's step one, the first pillar, directly correlates with who you are to strangers, being able to hook them in. And I say that because I've talked to some awesome individuals that have awesome music and a really bad delivery system, right? One individual, I talk about it in a different YouTube video. I talked to him around my birthday last year, right? So almost a year ago now. And he looked like he was more of a male model fitness influencer than a music creator. Every photo, I should say, every photo was like shirtless with his pants down and uncomfortably low. I mean, do your thing, bro. But like, he was really going for the female demographic. He was really looking to thirst trap, as he said that on our call. And I was like, it's awesome, but there's nowhere for me to instantly know that you make music or that you might sing or that he played guitar very well as well. Nothing showed that. You have to go way down, and people just don't have the time or attention span to do that. The main three, I screw up in some of these videos too. The third thing of the main three things is that you need to know who your target audience is. You don't know who they are unless you know who you are, right? So who are you making content for? Then we got to find those people. Like I said, you could be a derivative of something. You could be similar to something. I call it the food groups within my programs. I'm like, what food group are you in? One great example would be like Charlie Puth and Shawn Mendes. They would be in like one food group. You got guys like Snoop Dogg and Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. They would be in another food group. It's sad. But when you're looking at who's your audience, who your target group, the herd, right? Dan Kennedy, great marketer, just a legend. He calls it the herd. So you got to find the herd. The people that are willing to follow you around, you can kind of shepherd those people. And those are your people that you would hang out with. Those are the people that you would be excited to see at a meet and greet. Those are the people that be excited to pay for a meet and greet or buy merch or show up or share your stuff. And this is the thing. I think I spend more time on this channel pushing people away, whether it's, my opinions or whether it's my language. Or I'm just being me. But I need to push people away because I'm not for everybody. And you're not for everybody either. And the people that are still hanging out with me, my channel fam, the people that are showing support, the people that are asking the right questions, the people that are showing up to hit home runs with me, those are the people that are my people, my herd. Let's do this, right? So you have to understand who those people are so you could step in front of traffic that already exists because it exists. I've had arguments with people like, I make something that nobody else does. That's probably either not going to be popular or you're out of touch with what you truly make, because I could find something that sounds similar. So for example, if I was a artist and I was similar to, Ed Sheeran, well, I would find all the different fan bases, and I think that Shawn Mendes and Charlie Puth in a lot of ways could be loosely or a little bit more tightly food group categorized with an Ed Sheeran, for example, or a Camila Cabello, or the list goes on, right? I could sit here and just name artists, but you get the point, hopefully. Let me know in the comments if you get the point or if this is just a ramble that you're not getting anything out of. And if you're not getting anything out of this, feel free to unsubscribe and go f yourself. Anyway, again, you guys who are laughing right now, you're my people. What we have to look at is the traffic that already exists, because so many people think that the easy fix now is paid traffic. Oh, I bought a course on paid Spotify ads. Oh, I'm running ads over here on Facebook. They love to use the terminology conversion campaign, Facebook ads manager. Yet you look at what they're doing and they don't really understand conversions. They don't really understand the hook. But that's neither here nor there, because I don't know about you guys. I have never become a raving fan of anybody because I saw a Spotify ad pop up on Facebook saying, I got a new single. I don't know who you are. I don't care. And don't get me wrong, I'm not as cold-hearted as that might sound, because I love listening to new music and discovering new music. But think about it this way. Do you agree that if you saw an ad pop up on Facebook from somebody you were already interested in, for example, John Bellion, one of my favorite artists of the last 10 years, really unbelievably talented person. In fact, you could hear John Bellion in most Justin Bieber's new songs because he wrote or co-wrote a lot of those. The thing is, when I see an ad pop up on Facebook or on Instagram or on TikTok saying, hey, I got new merch, I have a new song, I have a upcoming tour, I'm interested. If I didn't know who that was, then it would just be noise. I'd get offer exhaustion. I'd be like, whatever. Ad blindness, we call it in the corporate realm. So ask yourself that. Would you rather be at least warm to people, like people understand who you are? Because there's really only three types of traffic: cold traffic, hot traffic, warm traffic. And I talk about this with people when I have calls with them within my programs and whatnot. And the cold traffic is cool. I used this example not too long ago. It's like Drake can fill up an arena and Barbra Streisand can fill up a huge venue too. And you don't have to be a fan of both of them for both people to be successful. You don't have to be for everybody. And a lot of people try to be. They try to be yes men. They try to be very agreeable. They try to be, yeah, you get what I'm saying. Try to be really likable. And that's cool. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to be sharp around the edges. You just have to know who you are. And a lot of you guys don't know who you are. So With that being said, don't do, in my opinion, don't do ads until you understand organic growth, right? Don't go buy a $3,000 piece of gym equipment for your home until you go to the gym and you see if you like it. Does that make sense? I hope you guys would agree. Branding is what a lot of you guys are missing. Once you have the brand in place, in fact, I said this recently too, the brand is like the foundation of a skyscraper. You can't grow or build a skyscraper any higher than the foundation can handle. A lot of you guys have like single family house foundations. And you're trying to build a skyscraper and you wonder why it keeps swaying in the wind and falling over and toppling over, where you feel like you're starting over and over and over again because you don't have the bones. You don't have the foundation. Brand development is artist development when you, as the artist, are the brand. If you guys want help with any of this, I have another video that I think will really help you over here. If you have any questions, if you feel like your brand is lacking, if you love your brand and you want to tell us more about it, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. This stuff is what I geek out over, so come hit me up on Instagram, send me a DM, hit me up with a comment. That's where I'm most active right now. Until next time, I appreciate you watching.